this computer. So system development life cycle, and we have done the planning part. First is planning part, under which we have done system request, feasibility analysis, and project plan. So this is, now we are going into the second part that covers the analysis. Analysis means you are going to do the analysis of existing or future system. What are the requirements of the system? So under analysis, we are going to determine the requirement of the systems. So this is the second part in system development life cycle. So all, here we go. What we are going to cover: overview of the analysis phase, requirement classification, requirement elicitation technique, and requirement analysis strategies. These are the things we are going to cover. So first is overview of analysis phase. What we are going to cover under on analysis phase. So first thing is goal is developed. Goal is to develop a clear understanding of the new system requirements. So our goal in this step or in this phase, to develop the clear understanding what we need. So the requirements thing, that includes understanding the existing situation. Means if there is a system or any process is there, understand as it is. Means how it is working as it is. How you can improve this process, how you can improve this system. So identify what are the possible improvement that you can bring in the system. And the third thing, define requirements for the new system. To be system means what would be the system after improvement and how it will look like. So basically three things: as it is, what can be possible, means what are the possible improvements, and then future, how it will be, or to be system. So these three things are very important, that you have to plan, that you have to analyze before proceeding into analysis phase. So what are the things? Use critical thinking skills to determine the true cause and problem. So basically it is not that you can do everything and everything. So many techniques are required in order to do all these as is, to be, and in gaps identification. What is important is systems thinking and critical thinking. Systems thinking, that you can have the overview of the entire system, how it works, how subsystem into the system, and how they interrelate, how they correlate, how they integrate, how they help each other. So basically use critical thinking to determine the cause and problem in current situation. Apply knowledge of information system and business to outline ways to solve the problem. So basically it is not only you have to have the IT knowledge or information system knowledge, equally you are required to have in business knowledge. Because when you go in any marketing system, or suppose you are working with any big financial company to develop their financial transaction system, if you don't know the processes, what are the kind of processes are required, what is the finance, and how it how it helps to entire organization, if you don't know, how you can't jot down all the problems, you can't understand. So basically it is the proper alignment between, you have to have the knowledge of IS, information system, as well as business equally. So this is overview of analysis phase. Required, as is, what are the gaps, and to be. These are the three things. Then go to the requirement classification. So what is requirement? Basically a statement of what the system must do. So this is the must do. A statement of characteristics of system must have. What are the characteristics the system must have? Types of requirement: business requirement, what the business, what kind of requirement is there with the business needs. User requirement, what is the user, what is the requirement of the user. Functional requirement, that means what the system or software should do or could do or would do. Non-functional requirement means characteristics of the system to have. And the system requirement, how the system should be built. So these are the five five types of requirement. Business, basically how the business requirements will be addressed, how the user requirements will be addressed, uh, how the functional requirements will be addressed by requirement, non-functional requirement, and system requirements. So this is what is the business requirement. uh, Reason for proposing a new system, why business is proposing new system, or why the business is asking the improvement in existing system. So basically there must be need, therefore they are doing. Reflecting the system will fulfill, what the system will, what kind of value it will bring to the a business. Let's say a new system or new virtual system will help to do lot of virtual organization work. Means nowadays the COVID situation is there, and it is difficult to go to the office, and there many countries they only allow only 20% of work staff to work from office, rest can work from home. But still it is, people are really working in the home or not working. There are, how it can be determined. So basically, so what kind of features to be added in the new system that helps organizations to allow their employee to work from home. So basically, the system will monitor the employee who is working in front of the desk, whether how productive is person, how every moment, every log, every activity of the person who is working on the system. So, and nowadays the students, to be honest, this is what spoken. uh, Everyone is work, even kids are taking the classes from home, and many kids, they don't show their cameras. And you can understand, the teacher is just teaching, whether they are listening or understanding or not doing. So how a new kind of virtual learning system can help and understand that really the student or person on the other side is equally active and properly getting the instruction or lecture that is delivered by uh, instructor or teacher. So such kind of examples can be there, and you can understand real scenario, many real scenarios. Helping define the overall goals of the system, helping clarify the contributions the system will make to the organization success. So basically, we have to have the clear business requirement in terms of this. Provide product search capabilities, provide account access to mobile customer, means all the business which can bring the business value. User, you know, as a user, you need a functionality, you need, uh, easy to use and all such features. So what the user needs to do to complete a needed job or task. Focus on user tasks that are integral of the business operations. Understanding user tasks helps reveal ways that new system can support those tasks. So basically, whatever is user. So are you, for example, you are taking a classes, and Zoom is helping us to interact. Zoom is helping us to, communicate, and Zoom is helping us to learn. So basically, is there any existing problem that you observe in the that can be addressed? So I'm a faculty, you are the user. I feel, being a faculty, I find couple of issues that are there with the Zoom, and that I can ask that the slides can be shared Slides can be uploaded at the same time. If you want to type, you want to write something on the blackboard, you can do it. Many things I observe, those can be addressed in existing Zoom system or Zoom meeting. Place a new customer order, determine available credit. And when I write, it doesn't allow me to go on the next white slide. So here, the functional requirements, a process the system should perform as a part of supporting a user task. So basically a requirement as a function, information the system should provide as the user perform a task, specify the support the system will provide to the user in fulfilling his or her work task. An example could be user requirement, schedule a client appointment, find available opening matching client availability. So this is like a functional requirements. So here, functional requirement is process oriented, information oriented, description is here, a process the system must perform, information a system must contain, and these are the some of the example. For example, process oriented, a system must allow registered customer to review their own order history of last 3 years or past 3 years. System must check incoming customer orders for inventory availability. Information oriented, a system must retain customer order history for 3 years. System must include real-time inventory levels for all warehouse so that customer can buy the product. Otherwise, they can place the order and a couple of days later they get, we are sorry to inform you that we don't have the availability of the product. Next time we will inform you and you will get your refund within 7 working days. This is not what we need. So this is kind of functional requirement. Non-functional requirement, behavioral properties of the system must have, operational, performance, security, cultural, and political. So nowadays you can understand the security is biggest concern. Access restriction, who and when. Performance, speed, capacity, reliability of the system means it has to have high performance, high speed, and we are going to experience this kind of situation in next 1 month, when some of the websites, some of the Best Buy or some Amazon will be crashed, websites will be crashed, or server will be non-responding because of the traffic. Operational, physical, and technical environment in which the system operates. Cultural issues that affect the system. So this is another thing that so basically government rules and regulations, many things are there. For example, nowadays TikTok, the TikTok issues. So basically cultural and political thing, because of that TikTok has been banned in many countries, including India is the number one. Who else? They have billions of user in India. So that is part of similarly, because of the data integrity and some other issues have been raised, being a because of political and cultural and other issues. So non-functional requirement examples are there: operational, performance, security, cultural, and that we can see here on the slides. If you go through one by one, you can understand all of them. I'm just taking one. For example, operational, the system will run on Android mobile device. The system should be able to integrate with existing inventory system. The system should be compatible with the web browser, any web browser. Performance, the system downloads new status parameters within 5 minutes of the change. Security, only direct managers can see staff personal records. Cultural, company policy is to buy computers only from Dell, or country managers are permitted to authorize custom user interface with their units. So personal information is protected in compliance with the Data Protection Act, which is, the TikTok issue is happening. And so after that, it comes to requirement documenting. So, after all this, you have to have documents. Everything has to be documented properly. Requirements definition, statement, text document, listing requirement in outline form, organized in logical grouping, prioritize may be included, priorities may be included. And here purpose is to define scope of the project, what is included and what is not included. A scope is the very important aspect that has to be considered right from the beginning. Means it should not go beyond the limit of the scope. So if suppose you are going to do any system within university, within your class, or you are going to develop any system for MISC 481, it should not touch, somebody can say you can extend to 482, you can extend to, no, within what is included, all the aspect related to 481 has to be included, but not, entrepreneurship or anything. So scope is practice. Consider an online retail site. This is classify the following requirement as either functional or non-functional. Search engine, search, browse, shop. The system should work on any browser. The system should be available 24/7. Comment, enable user to submit his or comment, and personalize, enable site to remember user preference based on. So tell me, which is operational, performance, security, and cultural. Can you tell me one by one? Which is functional and non-functional in this? Search engine is functional or not functional?
Functional.
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 So here this is, all three, for practice, you have to classify these are functional, not functional. Here you have below operational performance, which kind of things. So this you are going to think about that and let me know. I'm just going to enable this discussion and I will moderate the discussion if you come across and if you understand this. Because it is very important to understand which is functional, which is non-functional, which is operational, performance, security, and other things related. If you are, because we are going to use extensively in 482. You are going to do the 482 course and I will be there. I will be teaching next quarter and we will be doing all these things over there. So it is important to have the background right from today. Requirement elicitation in practice. So this is, once you understand, then you go for requirement elicitation techniques. Use every interaction with the manager and users to gather interest, support, and enthusiasm for project. Choose participants carefully, make respectful use of people time. Now, how you can gather, you just meet manager, People, what are the techniques that you can do? First of all, interview. That by interview, what you can get the inside out internal view. Interview means internal views of the people, those who are working with the system, or those who wants the or those who want the new system. So joint application development, you can have the questionnaire, you can have proper questionnaire, and then you can take the response from them, like you do the survey. You can ask their documents, you can do the analysis of the documentation. And the fifth is observation. By observation, you understand many things and you observe many issues. So these are the 5 important techniques. What is interview? I mean, I don't need to say, you can understand. In the techniques to get the internal view of the person, that is called interviews. So you can take manager, staff, and other influential people, and you can do the interview through online or face to face. This is old, but nowadays online interviews are there because of. So you can do the interview from top down or bottom up. Top down means you can go to CEO, you can go from CEO to the bottom person, or you can go from bottom person to the CEO level person. In interviews, what kind of questions you can ask? Close-ended, open-ended, probing. Close-ended means you need to get a specific answer to confirm facts and details. So open-ended, that you ask question and the person or interview is free to give the answer in his opinion. Probing, you ask one question, he gives the answer, you find another question from his answer, you go into that detail. So basically it's a probing, is like deep digging into the finding the questions from the person who is giving the interview. So these are the 3: to follow up, resolve confusion from previous interview response. So these are the 3 things, 3 types of questions in the interview. Basically close-ended questions. So here you can see these are the example. Why can you, probing question, why, can you give some example, can you explain? That is a bit more detail. Close-ended, how many telephones order? So basically you can look into all these. Interview has strengths and weaknesses. So basically this is just for your own reading purpose, that you can understand, can respond freely, openly to questions. Can we ask for more feedback? Can be adopted for rewarded or for each individuals? Interview non-verbal communication can be observed. Very time consuming, therefore costly fact-finding approach. Success in highly dependent on the system analyst human relation skills, may be impractical due to location of interviews, but technology is helping us. Practical tips, so these are: prepare ahead of the interview. So prepare yourself, don't waste the interview's time, take notes, don't be afraid to ask clarification, watch body language, send interview summary. Joint application development, this is the second approach. An extensive structured group process. Goal is to produce complete requirements definition document. So basically joint you can do with the who is developing, who wants you to develop the system. So directly involve project sponsor, key managers, key people, key user, and system analyst. So you can get involved these people, these stakeholders in order to develop the joint requirement or joint requires a trained facilitator, expensive but valuable. So when you go through the iterative process, ask their opinion, submit, ask again, keep doing. Once it is finalized, that log that. So it is intensive, means you and they can sit together multiple time, multiple meetings, and finalize the electronic. So nowadays everything is electronic. Any group activity may experience problem with group dynamics. Help group overcome group dynamic issues. Fear of, so this is happening. These are the practical tips. The role of the facilitator is important. Top management support needed to enable right people commit to JAD sessions. Following completion of JAD session, introduce JAD to organization with a small demo project and build on that experience. So basically, the third is questionnaire. The questionnaire, you filled out many surveys in your, so this is the, so that is questionnaire. Mass produced and distributed. Respondents complete the questionnaire on their own time. Every day you get many survey links and many things. And facts are collected from large number of people while maintaining uniform responses. Large audience, no other fact-finding technique can tabulate. So questionnaire can be different format questions, similar or multiple choice question, must be able to anticipate potential answer of the question. Easy to tabulate the result, means you can do the analysis, statistical analysis, table frequency analysis, frequency tabulation. Free format questionnaire, likely you can give them open-ended questionnaire, they can reply based on their opinion, comments. Responses can be unpredictable, harder to tabulate because that will be qualitative. So strengths, weaknesses of the questionnaire. Most can be answered quickly. Relatively inexpensive, allow individual to maintain anonymity, can be tabulated and analyzed quickly. Response is often low. If you send 100 people, you will get only 5-7 responses. Incomplete questionnaire tend to be inflexible, body language can be observed. So all weaknesses and strengths can be there. These are the some of the tips that can be followed. Those can be followed in order to do good questionnaire. Determine what facts and opinion must be collected and from whom you should get them. Based on the needed facts and opinion, determine whether free or fixed format questionnaire. Write the questions and use random sampling if necessary. So if you have done 245 DSCI 245, you know what is random sampling, non-random sampling, convenience sampling. Document analysis is the last, fifth, technique. Collect facts from existing document, organization charts, process flow diagram, history that lead to the projects, documentation of previous system. Analyze facts to determine currency, means even outdated document may be useful, but recognize what current and what is outdated. So you should be able to identify and understand the documents properly, what is outdated, what is current, what is useful, what is not useful. So document analysis is very important. Analyze to understand the documents, take notes, draw picture, use system analysis design tool to model what you are learning and proposing to the system. Use appropriate sampling technique. And these are the practical tips in order to do a documentation analysis. Difference between real system and documented system may be indicated what needs to be changed. Example, forms and reports that are never used should be eliminated. Box or questions on forms that never filled in should be rethought. So learn as much as you can from existing documentation. No one wants to spend time taking about things you could have learned about from existing documents. So for example, this is a document here. The customer made a mistake. This should be labeled owner's name to prevent confusion. Here, the staff had to add additional information about type of animal, animal date of birth, gender. The information should be added to the new form in to be the system. So basically, it has to be properly, instead of, here name, instead of name, owner name has to be written. So the correction should be, the customer did not include area code, which has to be only does. So that has to be, should be made more clear. The form doesn't allow for this fact. It should be added to the new system. So observations, this is the fifth one, sorry. I said, the documentation is the fifth. This is the last one. Observation is the another technique that you observe and you understand many issues. For example, participate in or watch a person perform activities, learn about the system. The moment you go in any system or any factory, mostly, you can understand how the process is working. You know how the process started, how it is going on. Use it when the validity of the data collection using other method is in question. Use it when the complexity of certain aspect of the system prevent end users from providing a clear explanation. So observation has strengths and weaknesses too. Data gathered may be highly reliable, can see exactly what is being done. You can see how the process is getting done. Relatively inexpensive, can do work measurement. Weaknesses, people may perform differently when being observed. So somebody is performing this way, someone is performing that way. Work may vary in difficulty and volume. Some activities may take place at odd times. The tasks being observed are subjected to various types of interruptions. Practical tips for observations. Properly plan for observation, obtain approval and inform people of your purpose. Conduct observation first when the workload is normal, followed by observations during peak period. Obtain samples of documents or forms that will be used by those being observed. Apply the sampling technique discussed earlier for observation, and review observation notes with appropriate individual. Comparison of elicitation techniques. Here, interview, joint application, questionnaire, document, observation. Type of information, depth information, which one is highly important, high, medium, low, low. Breadth of information, low, medium. Integration of information here. User involvement here, cost related, which has low cost, medium cost, high cost, which has user involvement, high, medium, low, which has integration of. So based on that, you can choose. This is a, and then last part is requirement analysis techniques, strategies. So requirement analysis strategies, the analyst often and must encourage stakeholders. And stakeholders means all the people, all the bodies, all the people, and like project sponsor, organization, management system, user, end user, manager, project team, everyone has to have their, to think critically about the needs of the system. Everyone should come together in order to think what clearly they need it and discover the true underlying requirements. Jot down all the requirements which needs to be there in the system. Requirement analysis strategies are for the analyst with a stakeholder to accomplish this goal. To identify small improvements, problem analysis, ask users and managers to identify problems and solutions. Improvements tend to be small and incremental and rarely finds improvements with significant business value. There could be a root cause analysis we can do, focus on problem first rather than solution, understand all the problem and what are the issues causing the problem, challenges, assumption about why problem exists, trace symptoms for their cause, and discover the real. Once you understand the problem, then we can find the solution. To identify moderate improvements, goal is to improve efficiency and effectiveness. Expect moderate changes to existing system and expect moderate impact and value to the organization. So types of activities in this case, duration analysis, examine the time is to take to perform each process in current system. This is first thing. How you can start thinking each activity in the system, how much time and that takes. Activity based costing, examine the cost, labor, materials of each major process or steps in business process rather than time taken. So basically activity costing. Informal benchmarking, how other organization or best in the organization, best in the business is doing the practice. So benchmark that business process in order to learn how your organization can do something better. How we can do major improvements in existing, a radical redesign of business process. Here goal is radical redesign. Expect significant impact and value to the organization. Existing system is obliterated, and here activities focus in this business in outcome analysis, technology analysis, and activity elimination. Outcome analysis focus on understanding the fundamental outcomes that provide the values to the customer and end user. A customer of a car insurance company has just had a car accident, and fundamental outcome from the customer perspective is to repair the car. Not receiving insurance payment only a means. Technology analysis, and this is another part. The analyst and manager list important and interesting technologies. The group goes through each of them, identify how each might be applied to the existing business and how that bring the business value or how that can bring the business benefit. So technology analysis, brainstorming with a specific emphasis on technology use. Activity elimination, this could be another part. Identify what would happen if each organizational activity were eliminated, which can reduce cost and can help the efficiency. Use force fit to eliminate each activity, test all possibility. Insist all activities are potentially eliminated if it is seem unreasonably. Brainstorming technique helps in this case, but we have always done it that way. Limitations on thinking. So this is, so Chapter summary, planning part includes system request, feasibility analysis, project plan, work, and and then we are coming here, requirement determination under analysis. Next time we will go into design phase, design part. So design part starts with lot of things. I would like to share a couple of things. Since I informed you ahead of the class, here can you see in this module 3, these are the 2 videos which I find on Google, YouTube. They are very useful videos and you can use for activity or project management. For Microsoft project, you can do the planning part. Here it is very simply explained how you can use Microsoft project for any project planning purpose and monitoring purpose also. So these 2 videos, 20 or 30 minutes videos are there. You just watch them. And these can be helpful in 482. If you don't understand anything in this, let me know. We have the Microsoft project on our EW virtual lab. You can use that. And here we have the assignment this week. And oh, it doesn't have content. I included here. So assignment is right there. If that is correct, let me see. Oh, so this is here is the assignment, and you have to look into and I think just let me do, this is the assignment that you have to do, and let me look into that and let me share with you. So you will get the assignment, later today, because I need to include something in that. So you have any question related to today's class? It is just because we have implication of all these information in next course, which is 482. So just read this chapter, understand it. It looks theoretical, but to be honest, it's, this is the most important chapter in system analysis and design, because until you don't understand all the requirements, you will not be able to develop the system. So here, this looks theoretical. These 5 techniques, from interview to observation, interview, joint application development, questionnaire, and observation, and one more thing. If you don't do this, you will not be able to understand the entire requirements of the system. And customer is expected to have something else system, and you will develop something else. So it is very important chapter from theoretical point of view, from practical point of view. And so this is what I wanted to cover today. Any question you have, please let me know.
Is the assignment based on kind of what
any
we learned
question? If not, I would like to say have a nice day. I will be available on Thursday.
I do believe there's a question.
Have any question or anything,
can you hear
you
him?
can come online. I will share the link on Thursday itself.
He's asking a question.
Otherwise, I would like to say have a nice day.
I think
Bye-bye.
he has us muted and doesn't realize it.